You think you're building an empire. You're not. You're dancing and you don't even own the stage. Every motivational post, every carefully framed grind shot, every fake confession is just another trick for scraps. You've mistaken noise for progress, followers for power, and reactions for respect. You're not a leader, you're a trained animal, clapping on cue for strangers who wouldn't notice if you vanished tomorrow. And the worst part? You're proud of it. Leaders don't beg for applause. They disappear into the dark, build in silence, and let the empire erupt without warning. Your leash is showing. You wake up and the first thing you check isn't your revenue, or your strategy, or your next move. You check your phone like a junkie checks the needle. Who liked me? Who saw me? Who proved I still matter? You tell yourself you're building your brand. No, you're building a cage and calling it an office. Every post you make for validation is another brick sealing you inside. And you're decorating it with hashtags, thinking you're free. Right now, you're thinking, I'm different. My content inspires people. Stop lying. It inspires nothing except the machine that feeds on you. External validation is the cheapest drug on earth. Free to get hooked on, impossible to quit without pain. The first hit? Euphoric. Your first viral post feels like you've conquered something. But it's a trap because the high fades fast. And you'll spend the rest of your so-called career chasing the ghost of that first hit. Producing weaker and weaker work just to feel normal. Congratulations, you're not building. You're maintaining your addiction. Meanwhile, real leaders are moving in the shadows. They don't need to post their wins because their wins have teeth. They don't ask for applause because their results demand it. They don't show their hand because they know you're dumb enough to broadcast yours. You're not networking. You're doing digital street performance. You're playing guitar for strangers on their lunch break, hoping one day the right person will walk by. But the right person isn't strolling down your feed. They're in a boardroom you'll never enter, because you're too busy performing for people who can't help you. Every time you reveal your moves for likes, you hand your competition a loaded gun. Every relatable vulnerability post is ammo for someone to use against you. Every look at me announcement is a flare in the dark. Sing, here I am, slow and exposed. So while you were lurking, he was stacking. Here's the reality you dodge every day. If you need to announce it, it's not big enough. If you need strangers to confirm it, it's not real enough. And if you can't work without someone clapping for you, you're not a leader, you're livestock. You've trained yourself like a circus seal. Clap on command, balance the ball of public opinion. Jump through algorithmic hoops for fish-shaped legs. And you'll do it until the day the crowd gets bored. And you're left balancing nothing for no one. Stop needing permission to exist. Stop asking people who've built nothing to bless your ambition. The only validation that matters comes from your bank statement, your power over your own time, and the fact that you could vanish for a year and still own the room when you return. Cut the leash or die performing while you're busy being authentic for the internet. Real power is moving like a blade in the dark, and you'll never see it until it's pressed against your throat. The people who own your industry aren't trying to go viral. They're trying to go unnoticed, and they're winning. You think Blackstone posts about their acquisitions? You think the people pulling billion-dollar strings waste time? Telling strangers what they had for breakfast? No, because their money isn't made on timelines. It's made in rooms you've never been in, on calls you'll never hear, making decisions that will determine your ceiling before you even realize you've hit it. You're still dancing for followers. They're buying the building you record your dances in. You're building a personal brand. They're building systems that make your brand disposable. And while you're busy playing influencer, they're influencing the game itself, rigging the rules so no matter how well you play, they own the scoreboard. Right now, you're thinking, but social media is my leverage. Wrong. It's your leash. And they hold it. They control the platform, the reach, the payouts, the trends. They can starve you overnight, and you'll have nothing but a dead profile and the echo of your last post. Real leaders move like predators, silent, patient, unseen until the moment they strike. You're the wounded animal making noise, hoping the predator will respect your grind. It won't. it'll eat you faster. The most powerful people in your market don't have blue check marks. They have black books full of phone numbers. That can start wars or end careers with a single call. They don't announce their moves. Because the second they do, the advantage is gone. You announce everything, and then wonder why you keep getting beaten to your own ideas. Players move in silence. Pieces make noise. And you're still convinced being a loud piece is better than being a quiet player. Here's the punchline. The people who really run things don't even care if you know they exist. In fact, they prefer it when you don't. Because as long as you're obsessed with visibility, you'll never be dangerous. While you're networking for clout, they're consolidating power. While you're optimizing content, they're optimizing control. And the day you finally realize it, it'll be too late. Because they won't just have the market share. They'll have you, your platform, your audience, your relevance, gone in a single calculated move you never saw coming. You want to stop being a piece? Then shut up and start playing. Or keep performing until the executioner calls your name. Every war starts in the mind, and yours is a slaughter. The enemy? Not the algorithm, not your competition, not the haters. It's you. It's the part of you that will sell your mission for a scrap of approval. It's the part of you that's terrified of being ignored. You parade yourself online like a conqueror, but the truth? You're not a general. You're a court jester who thinks the laughs mean loyalty. And while you're basking in the noise, your kingdom is burning behind you. Right now, your brain is split in two. One half wants independence, wants to build in silence, wants to let results hit harder than any post ever could. The other half wants to be seen, wants to be clapped for, wants to be reassured that it's enough. Guess which half is winning? Most people choose the pet over the predator, the leash over the hunt, because the leash is comfortable. But it's also the reason you'll never own anything worth keeping. Look at the wars in the world. People fighting over flags instead of building futures. Nations clinging to identities that keep them poor. You're doing the same thing, clinging to the identity of motivated hustler. Because without the performance, you're nobody. Without the applause, you're afraid your work means nothing. So you trade substance for spectacle, strategy for content, execution for engagement. Your business stops being a machine for profit and becomes a machine for attention. Your decisions stop being about what works and start being about what looks good. Your leadership becomes theater, all costume, no crown. And here's the mathematics of your destruction. Every hour spent chasing engagement is an hour not spent on empire. Every dopamine hit from a like is a deal you didn't close, a competitor you didn't crush, a strategy you didn't execute. Your audience grows, but your power doesn't. You call yourself a creator, but creators die without attention. Builders create the conditions for attention to find them. And they can disappear for years without losing an inch of ground. Creators follow trends. Builders set them. Creators need permission. Builders take what they want. Your choice is binary. Famous or rich. Visible or valuable. Popular or powerful. The market rarely rewards both. And right now, you've chosen the wrong one. Most of humanity is trapped in this pathetic loop, begging for respect from people who couldn't approve alone, performing for people who wouldn't cross the street to help them, asking for permission from people who have no authority to give it. You call it networking. I call it groveling. Kill the part of you that needs the applause.
Cut out the part of you that measures progress by strangers' reactions.
Walk away from the stage before they stop clapping, because once they do, they never start again. This is war. Either you win it now in your own head, or you bleed out on the battlefield of irrelevance. And no one claps for the dead. Stop dancing for validation. Sit down. Build in silence. Let results spark for you. You won't though, will you? You'll scroll away, tell yourself you're different, and go right back to begging strangers for crumbs. That's why you'll stay exactly where you are. Loud, tired, broke, and replaceable. The world doesn't need another performer. It needs predators, builders, people who disappear into the dark and return with something so undeniable the world has to kneel. Most of you won't act. Prove me wrong. Let's get uncomfortable.